my friends, welcome back to SoulTree Meditation. If you are new here, welcome. You can join me regularly for content regarding meditation, energy, manifestation, and the expansion of your consciousness. So in today's video, I wanted to dive into the concept of Earth School and what that has to do with manifestation. So I'm sure that many of us have heard this concept by now, the concept that we live in a actual school, that we live in a matrix hologram, a quantum field that is more like a school than anything else, okay? From my own personal experience, from my studies, and from working with clients over the years, I have really found that this is 100% truth. If anybody studies the famous hypnotist Dolores Cannon, you will find that through her clients over a 40-year period, she has discovered that Earth is in fact a school that we incarnate into to learn certain lessons and contribute to the collective in a certain way, okay? If we want to get really deep into metaphysics, your soul incarnates, and it incarnates into different fractals that all exist on currently running lifetimes, and we are all running on these lifetimes in order to learn certain lessons and basically to work through certain classes and, you know, learn lessons in general from all of these lifetimes. Through studying hypnotherapy in depth and working with clients myself, I have learned that this is actually the case. And many people will experience a bleed through of either their past lives or their current running lives, however you want to state it, into this current lifetime experience. So basically I make this video to talk about this concept and to really remind everybody that what is going on in your current life experience, what is going on in your day-to-day, you have to expand your mind and understand that there is a much bigger reason for why you are here, and you definitely have a purpose to learn certain lessons and to contribute to this overall earthly experience in this lifetime, okay? So what does this have to do with manifestation? This has to do a lot with manifestation. A lot of us just are manifest from a place of ego. So we are taught in the society that we want, you know, money, a vehicle, a good relationship, you know, to travel the world. All of these things are, you know, earthly pleasures that we really desire because we've kind of been taught to desire them, simply because we've been taught that they lead to happiness. And anybody who is teaching you manifestation will teach you that actually the feeling has to come within you first in order for you to experience it externally, because that's exactly how this school operates. That's exactly what this school is. It is basically a 3D matrix hologram that you are existing in every single day, where you're here to not only learn lessons that you have set up for yourself before you came in here, but your frequency is going to be reflected back to you in every single situation and circumstance that you experience here, okay? So understanding how this matrix hologram works, understanding the rules of Earth School is going to benefit you greatly as you move forward into your manifestation journey and understanding manifestation at a much more in-depth level. So like I was saying before, a lot of people want simple baseline things. They want earthly pleasures from this life experience, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Anybody studies Esther Hicks, which is kind of where I started many years ago upon my studies, you know, she says that you came for the stuff, right? There's nothing wrong with the stuff. You came here to experience all of the physical earthly pleasures that you could, you know, experience in this lifetime. However, if you are a person that comes into your life experience to maybe learn about how to handle money, or to learn specifically what it feels like to live with less means, you are going to have a hard time manifesting your way out of that experience. From what I understand, you still can manifest your way out of your experience, but because that is the lesson plan that you chose for this lifetime, because that is the contract that you have set up coming into this life, you might have a harder time manifesting wealth or physical possessions, let's say, than compared to a person that does not have those lessons set up for themselves. And this is just an example, but this goes for every single area of your life, right? Most of the time you come into a life with a specific lesson plan, with a specific energy that you wanted to work with and master, because that expands you as a consciousness overall. That expands your higher self. So even though in this earth realm, when we experience things that are very difficult or very troubling, I always say to people to ask yourself, what am I learning from this experience? And always bring it back on yourself. Always look back at yourself and say, what am I learning from this experience? Okay, and how can I work with this experience to possibly choose differently? Especially if you're having a situation that loops over and over again and you're having a hard time manifesting yourself out of it. And I speak about these things from personal experience as well. It can be hard to manifest yourself out of it if you are not aware that you are actually in a game, you are learning certain lessons, and you need to maneuver this life experience like it is a school, like it is a learning platform, because that is exactly what it is. As your consciousness expands and you move through ascension, you are going to be able to communicate with your guidance in whatever way that looks like, and you're going to be able to find that when you pass a lesson, or when you are ready for the next experience, your guidance will bring you into that experience. So many of us can look back on our, past troubling experiences, if we have come out of them now, and see how it all lined up and what we learned to get us here today. And that is typical, right? That is life. That is Earth School. Okay, so in terms of manifestation, I always tell people to, of course you can manifest the earthly pleasures, you can manifest the physical things, absolutely, but we need to be manifesting from a place of deep personal integrity. So instead of, all of the things that we've been trained to want and trained to believe or think that we desire, looking deeper into those desires and saying, how is that going to serve me, and what feeling am I actually trying to create out of what I am wanting to manifest? Okay, this is more of a mature way of manifesting, but I'm finding that it's going to be much more fulfilling for you. And what you're going to find is that the Earth School is going to work with you. Your guides are going to work with you. The universe, this holographic model that we exist in, is set up to constantly work with us. It wants us to succeed. It wants to give us our manifestation. Okay? Like I say in most of my videos, what we are trying to manifest is usually out of the realm of frequency where we are currently existing. So your guides, or your higher self, or the universe, or whatever you're comfortable with calling it, the energy that works with you and through you and around you to take you through these learning holograms, to take you through this Earth School, is going to say, okay, I see that you want that thing. However, this thing is existing up here, and right now you're kind of over here. And you need to learn these lessons and go through these experiences because they're blocking you from being able to access that frequency where your desires exist on. Okay, so your guides love you, your guidance wants you to succeed, so it's going to take you through experiences that are going to teach you those lessons to get you to where you're manifesting or where you're desiring to go. Okay, I also want to point out as well, usually our desires are very relevant for us. If we perceive that we don't deserve our desires, or we perceive what our actual desires are way far out of our realm of being able to reach them, we won't be able to manifest ourselves into an experience where they exist. I also want to state that your desires are very relevant for you. There is a reason why you want what you want, and it's because it is actually relevant for you to experience those desires in this current lifetime. Most of us are trained to think that things are too out of our reach, or they're too, unrealistic to experience, because that's what we have been taught by a very limited and dysfunctional society. Okay, so in order to really accept your desires and fully say, yes, that thing is mine and I want to experience it, you first have to believe that it is possible. But secondly, you have to accept that your frequency, your state of being, is going to have to go through lessons. It's going to have to go through these phases of change in order to access that frequency where your desire exists. So I wanted to discuss this just because I see a lot in the manifestation community that's just like, change your thoughts and, change your frequency. And all of that is very, very relevant. However, there is a much higher perspective that exists here that is constantly left out of these teachings. And if you're a person who studies hypnotherapy, or even if you've got some sort of Akashic record reading or soul contract reading or anything like that, you're going to discover that there is a lot more happening here. There is a lot more to this experience than just what is happening in our day-to-day. We exist on multiple planes of existence, and everything that is happening on all of these planes is very relevant to our current incarnation and the things that we are here to experience. So this is very helpful when you're doing a manifestation practice. I always like to say to people, meditate and get clear on who you are and what kind of experience it is that you're actually wanting to have. And then you have to go deeper into your belief systems and really take a good look at yourself, because everything is coming from you. So if there are blocks on your experience, if you're having trouble manifesting anything in this lifetime, you might not actually be wanting to experience that thing, or that manifestation might not actually be relevant for you, or you might be holding yourself back for, certain reasons such as trauma or belief systems or anything like that, okay? So I just wanted to make this video to expand everyone's perspective and understand that this is a school, and each person's lesson plan is unique to their own incarnation when they come in here, and I really want to emphasize that. It's like we are all in a school, and we have all been taught to look at everyone's test paper in order to pass, right? That is kind of what we have been taught growing up in this society. This is acceptable, this is not. The way that we grow up, we're taught that certain things are realistic and certain things are not, or we might be taught limiting belief systems and stuff like that. But every person's life experience is completely different from the next person, because their lesson plan that they are moving through is completely different and is there to teach them something individual, is there to teach them something unique that their soul came in to learn. So that is the difficulty when we try to exist in a space and be like everyone else or operate the same as everyone else. You have to always get comfortable with really going within and ignoring what everyone else around you is saying that you should do or shouldn't do, or what's relevant or not relevant. Okay, you have to listen to your soul, because that is your ultimate guidance system. That is what you should be listening to, because you came in with these lessons. You came in with these experiences that your higher self wanted to have, and other people can't see see those inspirations. Other people can't see those lessons. They can't see those experiences that you're meant to have in this incarnation. Okay, so sometimes I think that's where manifesting goes wrong, is that we're not including all of these other elements that are coexisting with us in this experience, and it's too simple, it's too simplistic. Manifestation in itself is quite simple, but understanding that we come in here with a lesson plan, we come in here with a specific structure, and your higher self is with you the whole entire time. You came in here with a blueprint, and it is trying to get you to follow that blueprint. And sometimes you might veer off of the blueprint, sometimes you might get stuck in the middle of the maze, okay, but it's always trying to get you to accomplish the mission or the task that you came into this lifetime to experience. Sometimes that might look very simple, sometimes it might look very complicated. During a hypnotherapy session, usually when somebody, if you do past life regression, for example, usually somebody will have a specific reason for being here in a lifetime, and sometimes it's very simple. It might be that person chose to come in and learn self-love, or that person chose to come in and learn humility. So they're going to set up situations for themselves where they go through these specific experiences and they have these specific contracts with people because they're meant to learn something specifically from that experience, okay? So sometimes if you want to try to manifest yourself out of something, or if you want to manifest something that isn't coming to fruition for you, it might be because it's simply not in the plan, it's simply not in the structure. I don't like to ever place limits on anyone's manifestations because we do create as we go in this experience. And I do find that if you tap into your guidance, if you tune into the messages that you're getting from your guidance system, and that's where meditation is very helpful, and you follow that guidance, even if it doesn't make sense what it's telling you, even if you hear something and you're like, that doesn't make any sense to me, if you learn to listen, if you learn to follow that feeling, those nudges that you get inside, you're going to find that it's going to lead you to a space of happiness. It's going to lead you to a space of alignment. So I hope that that was helpful. I just like to include this in my teachings because it is very relevant. It is very relevant. When somebody is learning to manifest, they usually start with sort of this idea of, oh my God, I can just sort of create whatever I want, right? And sometimes you might create situations that will be difficult, or it might seem like you're very blocked from getting what you want, but usually it's just because you have to learn the lessons to be able to embody the frequency of the thing that you are wanting to create, the thing that you are wanting to experience, and remembering that your experience doesn't look like anyone else's because it is absolutely not supposed to, okay? You are here in school, you're going through your own lesson plan, and you're going to be able to manifest easily and be led to the life of your dreams, be led down to your mission when you follow your internal guidance, when you follow what your heart is actually telling you to do, when you listen to your heart instead of your head, okay? And listen to your guidance instead of everybody else. All right, so I really hope that that was helpful. Thank you so much for joining me again on another video. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe if this resonated, all of that stuff. I really like these messages to get out to more people. If you're interested in diving deeper into your personal situation, I do offer manifestation and meditation coaching. All of the information for that is in the description box down below, and I will see you again on the next video. Much love.